So with the remote, as you mentioned, there is a timeout on it, and the remote will go to sleep. And it does go to sleep to conserve battery. You don't have to hit the power button to wake it back up. All you got to do is just move the cursor with the remote. So right now, this little remote box shows green. If this goes clear, that means the remote has either kind of gone to sleep, or the remote has been moved far enough away from the processor that it no longer detects the Bluetooth signal. If it goes red, that means it's time to change the batteries. And if you have the remote on, and I think it goes to sleep after 10 or 15 minutes, to wake it back up, all you got to do is just move the cursor on the remote and it'll wake back up and this will turn green again. Let's look at the fish mark. Okay. So I'm going to move my cursor over here to the part of the screen, and I want you to hit the fish event number 1. Okay. Now, fish event number 1 gives us a square symbol. And notice that down here on the lower part of the screen, we don't have any information. Okay. The way the fish event works is it requires 2 marks to calculate some information. So I'm going to move my cursor off, and I want you to hit the fish event number 1 again. Right. Once we have 2 fish marks down, it's going to connect the line between the original fish mark and the most recent fish mark. And on the lower right-hand part of the screen, it's going to give us some information. First off, it shows us a distance in between the 2 fish marks, right? So the distance between the square with the vertical line and the square is 446 feet distance. It tells us a horizontal distance to the fish mark that is a square, which is 735 feet away. It tells us a depth to the center of the beam to our fish mark, which is 79 feet down. It tells us a speed that the fish was traveling in between our 2 fish marks, which is 8.1 knots. It gives us a course or a direction that the fish is swimming, and it gives us a bearing to our fish mark, 5 degrees. Okay. So there's some different information here. One of the main differences between the fish event, the event mark and the fish event is speed. The fish event will give us speed, but it requires 2 marks to achieve that. And basically, the way it's calculated is, it knows the distance in between both the fish marks, and it's recording a time in between the first fish event and the second fish event. And it'll take the time and distance to come up with the speed. Okay. Now, the depth of our square, 79 feet, but you'll notice there's no parenthesis on it, which means if I change the tilt angle, go ahead and change the tilt angle, that number is going to change. It doesn't help you. It doesn't give a reference depth that stays there. You don't know what the original depth was of that fish when you put down the fish mark. A lot of captains use fish mark. I think it's important to use both. So go ahead and hit F4 twice. Okay. I think it's important to use both. If I see an event out here and I see the echo and it looks like the right shape, I'm going to go ahead and hit an event mark on it. Right? Which is good. It's going to give us our reference depth at 95 feet. And then you can also, from there, start to use the fish mark to give you an idea of the speed that it's going. but you always have a reference depth on where that fish was. So as you're tracking the fish, everyone's given it an event mark, right? Just to get a better idea of where that fish is at. Okay, that's why I think it's important to use both. This number down here is a really good number to have in parentheses. So periodically, you'll want to do that. Go ahead and let's clear all the event marks. There you go. Now, there's 4 dedicated buttons on your keypad to do event marks and fish marks. There's also another way to put down an event mark or fish mark. And you have your trackball there. You have a left click and a right click on your trackball. I want you to go ahead and hit the left click on the trackball. There you go. Go ahead and hit the left click again. That's a fish mark. And you'll notice, go ahead and hit left click one more time. So the left click is doing a fish mark right now. On your remote control, if you push down on the cursor, it also does what? It does a fish mark. So the left click of your trackball and the push down of the joystick on your remote is the same feature. Okay? Now, I want you to use the right click on the trackball. That's an event mark. Now, we don't really have a right click on your remote control. But if we go back into our menu and we go back into System and we go back into Initial Settings and we scroll down to our controller, right now, key E is set to event mark number 2. So if you were to go ahead and hit button E on your remote control. Button E is event mark number 2. Okay. So we have some options here. We could either change the left click and the cursor click on your remote to event mark number 1, or we could leave button E. We could program button E to be event mark number 1 instead of event mark number 2. I typically use the event mark more than the fish mark, because the speed, I think that can be useful. The lines, in my opinion, can sometimes clutter the screen up. And for example, the speed is something we know how the speed of the fish is calculated. So the square here is our last fish mark. So let's say we drive another mile, down the beach, and we see another fish mark, and you use your fish mark button, right? It's going to calculate the speed based on the last fish mark that you used, which was a mile down the beach, which was 20 minutes ago. So that speed isn't going to be very helpful for you until you can put a new fish mark on the most recent event or recent echo, and then do it again. Then that's going to give you a speed that's consistent with that echo. But if you drive down the beach and it's a whole different fish, it's going to take a couple of different fish marks for you to calculate that information, unless you clear all the events. Let's go ahead and change it back. So I'm going to go into the advanced menu. So I'm going to come in here to installation settings, operation settings, mouse settings, right here. And right now your left click, let's see, a right click fish mark. Left click should be event mark number 1. And right click should be fish mark number 1. No, that's fine. Go ahead and hit the cursor button on there you go. And cursor again. Yeah, so now we're back to where we are. Now, if you want to have a fish mark on your controller, I can come in here to initial settings. I can program button E to be a fish mark number 1. Button C. Yeah, I guess it's button C. Yeah, the button E is the lower right. That's kind of an easy one. I guess it could be upper right. I think the lower right might be a little bit easier, at least on my hand. So right now, if you hit button E on your controller, that is your fish mark. Let's go ahead and clear all of our fish marks and our vent marks. F4 twice or button B on your remote control. There is a setting down here called Reset Scan Setting 1 and Reset Scan Setting 2. It also comes up if I hit the menu button, it's going to show as well. So let's talk about Reset Scan Setting 1 and Reset Scan Setting 2. Okay? So I want you to go ahead and hit F1 on your keyboard. Okay. It took us to a 1,050 foot range and took us to a 10-degree tilt angle. Okay. I want you to hit F2 on your keyboard. It took us to a 1,200 foot range and a 12-degree tilt angle. Go ahead and hit F1 again. Back to 1050 and 10. So those are our reset scan settings. And that is something that can be programmed in my Sonar menu. Okay. So in our Sonar menu, I'm going to come down here to Reset Scan Setting 1. And I can set a specific range and tilt angle to how I'm most likely fishing, right? And I think 900 feet and 10 degrees is pretty good, maybe 9 degrees. This is a universal setting, so it doesn't matter what P setting I'm on. Whatever I have that programmed to, it's going to set the sonar up if I hit the F1 button. So let's go ahead and hit F1. 909 degrees. Okay. So as you're getting your fish echo and you're dropping marks and you're ranging in and you're closing on it, you're tilting down, you know, you want to return to base, just hit F1 on your controller. And that's going to bring you back to 900 foot and 9 degrees. If we program our remote, I can program one of the buttons on my remote to also be the F1 key. So I think we're going to do that. I think we're going to choose button D. And I'm going to come up here and I'm going to say we're going to program it for F1. So button D. Now as we hit button D, it's going to bring us out to 900 foot and a 9 degree. We're back fishing. Right. Very simple. So that looks pretty darn good.